Well, once again, I've got another video that's going to be extremely short. Now, if you're a frequent viewer of the channel, you know, you're going to be quite fucking shocked. I got 2 videos back to back of me just fucking yapping. So instead of me playing video games for an entire week and then making a fucking mediocre video out of it, you get to listen to me fucking talk. So fun fact, I had already recorded a video talking about the first part of what I'm about to say. So to make a long story short, my girlfriend and I just moved recently. Now, the previous people that lived in this house were quite old, but they weren't exactly taking care of the grass. So when we moved here, it was pretty tall. It wasn't like 5 feet tall or something like really absurd, but it was tall enough where I had to get someone else other than my usual landscaper to cut it. Now, with that said, day one of us moving here, a very kind older fella came over and introduced himself to us. It turns out he was a pastor, which was fucking cool, I guess. You know, clearly God wasn't with him when he fucked my shit up. But anyways, he offered to cut the front yard for free, and I was like, oh, that's super cool. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Now, like I said, I did still have to reach out to someone else to get the rest of the yard cut before my regular landscaper could come out. My internet service provider did come out and lay down the line and did not get to bury it that day because of the weather. It was just too late in the day, and then the weather for the rest of the week was going to be pretty bad. So now it's been about 2 weeks. My grass has been cut. The internet's working great. So I talked to my landscaper. I'm like, hey, grass is back to normal, all this good stuff. You know, there is a line in the middle of my yard, but I'll just come out and hold it whenever you get around that part of the yard. He's like, all right, bet. I'm going to come out Saturday. I was like, that's going to work out great. Let's go. So it is about 7:25 Friday night. The Gears beta is on. I hop in the Discord with my buddy. Super excited. We get in the lobby. We start loading it together. Boom, my internet goes out. I'm like, completely gone. Not working anymore. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It just doesn't come back on for like 20 minutes. I'm just like, man, well, this isn't cool. So I go outside, and it's the pastor on his mower, just doming my lawn. So like I said, it is 7:36 on a Friday. I'm fucking living. My landscaper was going to come out the next day and cut my yard and avoid the line completely. Nope. Instead, it gets domed by some fucking rando NPC. I deadass took my entire setup to my parents' house just to play Gears, and guess what? Didn't even play it. I'm a fucking idiot. So we actually have a direct contact with our internet service provider. So we text our guy and we're like, hey man, we got a problem, blah, blah, blah. We got a text back within seconds. And they're like, hey, we're gonna come out Monday. Monday? So I hear Monday, and as a gaming degenerate loser, I was devastated. So fast forward to Monday, the internet guy comes out, he fixes it, super cool guy. I don't got nothing to do on Tuesday, so I full degen. I'm doing nothing but gaming, dude. I went to bed at like 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. And I know what you're thinking, like, how does this have anything to do with the story? Like, what, you went fucking night-night, had a good dream? Actually, no, it was a fucking nightmare. I wake up at 2:30 p.m. on Tuesday. I grab my phone. It says I have no internet. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Maybe it's just updating, or there was a little outage, or maybe they're out there burying the line. Nope. Not what happened at all. I go outside, I look at my fucking internet cable, and it's shredded. What happened? Literally, what could have happened? I took a closer look at my neighbor's house. Now, a little bit of extra context. My neighbor's house currently is just like a slab of concrete. It's getting completely renovated. Now, obviously, he's still taking care of his actual property, but for some reason, this motherfucker cuts his grass like 3 times a week. Now, our property line is super weird. I can't exactly tell what is and isn't ours, but all I know is we have a fuck ton of land. But I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter how much land I fucking got, because that man slid on that cable like King Von, shredded it to pieces. For 23 fucking years, I've had the internet for almost fucking half of it. Never in my goddamn life have I had my cable get cut, ever. And you're telling me it happens twice by 2 different people the same way in less than a week? What kind of bullshit? Now finally today, Friday, our guy that came out Monday and laid out the temporary line, he came out today and gave me a brand new line. By the grace of God, he also buried it, and it only took like 10 minutes. So yeah, I'm back.